Hey there, good evening, and welcome to something new again. Tor I Helheim, which is translated Thor in Helheim. This is a recommendation that was given to me quite a while ago from Roar Hunstad. Roar, I'm sorry it took me so long to get to this one, but I did get your request from long ago, months ago. It is a reaction to Myrkur with Tor In Helheim. He says she's a folk musician blended with black metal. This song is more folk music, and so this is the version that I found. We're gonna go ahead and turn down the light here a bit. It's a bit hot. All right, so I did find a live version on here. It says Tor I Helheim live at an abandoned military camp. That should be pretty interesting. So, without much further ado, let's jump into Thor in Helheim. Cello, you know I love the cello. Got a violin. Ooh. Ooh. That first note she just sang just there, you hear that little run that she just kind of like bolted it out or belted it out and just kind of like gave a little blip on there. Nice little control. Two notes in. Let's continue. Right here. And that little up. That's pretty cool. Right here. Listen. Like a little yodel. Whoa. So far, very tribal, very, I hate to keep mentioning this kind of reference, but it seems very Viking, very Norse. Ooh, she's got some control, guys and gals. She's got some pipes. Sadly, it looks to me like let's try and turn on the subtitles, but we don't have English, which is good. Okay. Well, all right. First of all, we have to turn subtitles off. I don't want to have that music thing there. But a really nice intro and lead up into her vocals where you have just her doing the vocaling there in the very beginning. Then you subtly bring in the piano after the cello. Nice little transition musically from just the cello now just to the piano and her vocals. I'll have to look up the vocal translation later on this one. Interesting. One other interesting thing I saw on the definition of the song that was written, that she said that this is the only song that she's going to release on YouTube. So, excuse me, I don't know if we're going to be able to hear any more other songs from her, because she did make a mention that this is the only one that's going to be released. But so far, I'm really digging her vocals are totally pure. Love the level of reverb that she's kind of got going on here. And just the simplicity of the instrument so far, I'm sure is going to give way to more and more as they ramp up musically, because of course we get the violin, we have some other instruments there. We'll kind of see how this unfolds. Okay, so we get the plucking of the cello. Very interesting. Oh, interesting. Okay, so she's got apparently some wooden sticks that she's using for slight percussion backup. Okay, so I'm mesmerized. I think if you just close your eyes and listen to the music, it's very fitting for like Lord of the Rings, kind of music. Something very, very ancient and tribal, and so incredibly beautiful. And the lead up to the very beginning of the song, her vocaling there in the very beginning, and then leading into, you had the cello playing just the one note, then you transition to just the piano and she's telling her story, and then now we're starting to bring in more of the instruments here slowly but surely, which I think is a very clever build up. Very cool. Interesting. Okay, bring in the violin now. Come on. I know you're coming. Oh, she's already been there. Okay. Well, here we go. Nice little harmony there. Did you catch it? One note going up, she's coming down in a note. Really kind of a neat little. I love this. Okay, all right. They could be talking about Twixies and Pixie Sticks, and I'd love it. I love this. I love this Norse, Viking, Norwegian kind of flow to this, and I'm also kind of picking up some words that sound like they could be translated from German to English. So I'm picking up some little words here and there, but they're not making any sense to me out of context. But talking about Thor, probably all of the Thor characters in there. Story time. Story time. Thousands of years back, Thor rode upon his mighty horse, flying through the heavens, yelling, "I am Thor! I am Thor!" all night long, casting lightning. "I am Thor!" Finally, the horse turns around and says, "Why don't you get a saddle, Philly?" So stupid. It's a dad joke. I gotta come up with a dad joke somewhere. Anyways, I'm digging the sound. This is one that I would be having playing in my house, just subtly in the background. This is ambiance music. Has a lot of really beautiful tones, beautiful track. Just yes. I'll have more, please. Listen to the harmony. Right there. She's down, the violin goes up. That's really cool. Now we have the fullness of the cello and the violin both going now. It's all in. The heute is the day, today, heute. Interesting, probably just attributed to the language that she's speaking, but you hear the and then like you have like a very slight roll in the back of the mouth. Let me kind of just, I caught that the first time she did it, and then she did it just again, and I'm sure again it's all attributed to the spoken word of the language, but kind of cool. It's kind of neat, little vocaling that I find fascinating. Listen. Right there. And now the next phrase. And that little yodel. She's ending those notes on a, like just little sweep ups, hearing this almost like a mini yodel, little thing that she adds there at some of the ending of her phrasing. I know I'm kind of picking this apart, but as I'm zeroing in on it, I'm hearing what she's doing. It's like, it's so beautiful, It brings that little extra, why put icing on a cake? Cake on its own is great, but you put icing on it, raises it to another level. It's like little tidbits of icing here and there that are kind of adding to the magic of the song for me. And again, it's the beauty of the language that I'm not accustomed to, and the intricacies of the spoken or sung word in the way they're pronounced is just something that I just find beautiful. Listen. Up, see? Little drums. I gotta look up the lyrics. The richness of it, I'm sure, is there, You guys know how I love cello and bass. This is just right down my alley. All right, now we're starting to get into more of a front and center background that's kind of coming up and meeting her in the actual vocal projection. So it's not so much the background, but almost like a grouping of their voices front and center. They're just very creative in the way they're building and churning this song and kind of giving you a real journey, a musical journey that is, it's whimsically magical, This is special. Now listen, here we go. The floor there is kind of neat. Ooh, interesting interesting violin there, off like a half note, eerily. You see, I think some of the music here and the intentions of what they're doing here, like what he's doing right now, it's got to be playing on a twist in the story. I've got to look at the lyrics. I've got to know more. But it seems to me like this is a foreboding, kind of ominous thing that's happening. It's being brought to the cliff of the final reveal is kind of what I'm interpreting in just the violin as it crept up. I gotta know more. Man, if this is the only song they've got here, that's just a tragedy. Listen now, just how it creeps up on you. This must be victorious now, this part, you know? Now the conclusion. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Whoa. Yeah. I hope everyone on my channel listens to this song, because there's a broad and vast array of musical genres out there that we can all dive into and enjoy. This is one that's great for a background track in a movie, just simply played in your home to just kind of like get that ambiance of just getting back to the basics of life. It just gives me that feeling that feeling that there's just the fullness of the song is just so incredible. Loved the instruments, even the little stick drummy lady. She's doing her thing. Just very simple, raw, down to basics instruments. You've got, of course, the piano, which adds more of a modern addition to some of the more archaic, ancient kind of instruments that you would expect to be played in a Norse kind of setting. You know what I'm saying? So this one, the reverb was just beautiful. It's very soft, and the way they're drawing out her vocals is not overdone. It seems to add that extra element of magic and just tribal kind of feel, like you're in a hall, that you're in a canyon or something like that. I just, wow, I'm wowed. I love this kind of stuff. And I can tell it's definitely a story. It's a folk song, just like I was told here, you know, by Roar Hunstad, that it's a folk song. So if you guys want to know what kind of songs I liked, you know, I think the reason why I like Eminem so much is he's a storyteller. I love stories. I give you story time from time to time, and I give you the stories, you know. I love stories, and I love folk stories. Stories about long ago, right? I love that. So if you want to tug at my heartstrings and try and get a recommendation that'll probably rise to the top of my list, it's stuff like this I just can't get enough of. Love it. Love you guys. Love all of it. See you next time.